all about the initial frag.
Couldn't agree with you more there, and especially on a player like Tux, able to open things up for their team and just really burst the gates wide open, and then everybody else just manages to clean up on Isle Haven, but nonetheless, we do kick things off. Gravitas going to be on the defender's side to start things off here, and Order on offense. Do you think they're going to start off really fast, really aggressive, or do you think they might opt for the slow strategy here too?
Look, it's hard. I think, like we said, Order are all about the early frag, and already you can see this strategized sort of play, giving Breach the ultimate orb that's sitting down Sieg. Cloxy getting very deep here on defense, actually removing the utility there. So, nicely done there by Gravitas. Clutchy took... oh no, just used the utility rather. Meanwhile, Disco also using the utility, but here they go. They're already going to pull the trigger, and it's a relatively swift engage here from Order, going straight in onto the top of this site. The Cyber Cage has been triggered, knowing that Spikes is the only remaining member there for Gravitas at the moment before the rotation comes through. But have a look at the way Order hold every single angle possible here. They know that there's a member there. Frenzy out. Cloxy will get the first frag onto Autumn. So great work here to start things off. And hang on, Gravitas, is that going to be a flawless round?
I think it is going to be a flawless round, Kit. Like, Order, they managed to get the spike down, but they're done and dusted from there. What impressive retake abilities to come through from the side of Gravitas. As we see, a Prime Gaming flawless round.
I don't think anybody was expecting that to start things off, but well done. Gravitas are going to have to take every single round that they can get here. Because let's face it, Order are one hell of a team. Definitely up there. I'm probably going to say top 3 of the OCE Valorant teams here, but Gravitas, if they can knock off Order, this will be one hell of a game. One for the record books, the history books of OCE Valorant. They are off to an absolute flyer, a flawless round, feeding the ult charge over towards Noz on the breach as well. Don't ever underestimate the Rolling Thunder. Great use to start things off there with the Recon Dart as well, Matsy.
Yeah, just gaining that information. I really love how we can track the darts now as well. A big props to our observer over there, just making sure that we can see every little nook and cranny, every piece of information. But we do obviously have the side of Order reconsidering their options now. They did manage to get the spike down at a bare minimum in the last round, so that boosts their economy somewhat, sets them up well for the bonus round. But if they are able to take a bit more out of this one, this definitely will assist them.
Yeah, Order can very easily clap back here, though, and you put a couple guns in their hand, and they are one scary team to be going up against. We can see the Recon Dart actually going to go up there and reveal at least one member over towards the upper garage area. So Order just taking this one nice and slow, but there it is. Cloxy on the Omen manages to find 2. Clutchy on the Omen manages to find 2. So well done there. The camera dart will reveal 1, but here now Cloxy on the Jet finds 2. Very well done here. Spikes is actually going to get the final frag there onto Tux, and a very easy defuse here. Expect this one to be funneled over once again to Noz. There it is. So Gravitas off to an absolute flyer here. You can't ask for a much better start than that.
What a great beginning, from the side of Gravitas, but in the same way, Order have managed to get 2 spike plants down. They're setting themselves up very well for this next round. Like, Autumn was on 4,900 credits there, so close to the operator, but they all opt for the Vandals in this instance.
Yes, this is where Order start to get a little bit scary. You know, they've leveled up. This isn't even their final form. And, Gravitas need to be wary of that. Cloxy actually going for a Bucky, of all things. Gravitas not giving too much away. Still going to roll out with budget guns opposed to that Vandal. And now we can see Cloxy already knows that there's something happening over towards A, but Autumn firmly defending that with the Cyber Cage out. And the question going to be going through Gravitas' head now is, did somebody actually run across to the short A area? The answer is no, because Nerox reveals it with the owl drone.
I like how Order are taking their time with this one. Like, they know that members of Gravitas are between them and the site, and Gravitas are doing a great job themselves, putting down that suppressing fire, not allowing Order to take the territory that they desperately need at this point. Like, Order, they're trying, but every time they try and go for some form of commitment, some form of territory, Gravitas is ready to hinder them.
Yeah, so Gravitas, this is probably their best map. They're yet to be handed an L on Haven. a 3-0 win-loss ratio. So not huge stats, but regardless, if you haven't picked up a loss, you'd be mad not to take it first. And Texter on the site manages to find 2, one with the body shot, another one with the head. And now we're going to see the fault line being thrown out here. Order going to play at this spike once again, but we know that Gravitas have got a very, very good retake game. The only different thing this time is that there is a bit of firepower on the side of Order. You can see Nerox throwing out that recon dart, seeing what he can see. Unfortunately, it's not a whole lot. Great use of the cloud burst, but Autumn is waiting. Cloxy just caught napping a little bit there. It's going to be a Cyber Cage being thrown out, and this is not good here for Gravitas. They've just had their positions revealed. Cyber Cage is there and waiting as well. Autumn can frag, but so can Noz before Nerox goes down. And with the Spectre in hand, I think Noz and 30 HP needs to be careful here. He's going to try and steal the Vandal, but Texter knows what's up. There's no pickpocketing going on here, and Order in their bonus round get themselves on the board.
Great to see Order able to establish themselves in the game. They take their time with it all. They remain patient. They remain poised, and it all pays off for them. Those opening kills there from Texter did wonders for Order as they kicked their way into the round. Like Gravitas, they came close in the end, but unfortunately not close enough.
Yes, very, very close, but they're, it's very early days here, and Gravitas got off to the best start you could possibly imagine, taking 2 rounds off Order of all teams. Recon Dart actually going to go out there and threaded the needle, did that one. Did both of those Recon Darts, actually. Unfortunately, there were players waiting, and they didn't serve their purpose. Regardless, it's a bit of a neutral trade-off there, as nobody actually knows what's going on just yet. But for the first time today, Matsy, Order are shaping up like they're going to go towards A.
They're certainly thinking about it, but they do have some players they need to deal with first. Like, Clutchy is ready for them, but it looks like now the Rolling Thunder actually going to slip past the players, I think.
Yeah, it basically kicked the players for 6 points there, straight through the middle, but here's Gravitas coming out, all guns blazing, but it's a 2-for-2 trade. No, make it 3-for-2 as Disco hands Order the slight advantage. Still doesn't know what's going on in terms of Heaven. The answer is not much, but they don't know that. There's 2 players versus 3. Order with the advantage. Spike has gone down, so great use of the utility and firepower to clear that site out. And now, all of a sudden, Spikes has to rotate from C to A, and they can almost guarantee that Cypher's going to be holding that site down all by their lonesome. Flashbang goes towards the Hell area. Camera is there as well. Aftershock cleared out anything direct right. Good use of the Cyber Cage here. Fault line now going to go out. Spikes trying to bait out a defuse. Oh, great work there. 2 kills. They both picked their target accordingly. And how about that? Spikes on the rotation. Great use of the Cyber Cage. Great use for these, great work from these 2 players to actually combine there, Matsy. Picked both of their targets to precision. If one of them had screwed that up, it could have been a completely different story.
Couldn't agree with you more. There's 2 pieces there. They're like the yin and yang. You need one, you need the other, and they work perfectly together. They just fit like a puzzle piece. And it's so great to see how they managed to combine their efforts, as you said, and find success.
It's like a perfectly placed jigsaw. Just sliding on in. Perfect to watch. Gravitas off to a flyer here. 3-1. Is the scoreline. Order now just struggling a little bit, but you can see Tux going for the full eco here because they do have the Blade Storm available, and very, very shortly expect to see one of those trademark operators. Meanwhile, the firepower is not too bad on the side of Order. Disco's actually opting for the Sheriff. Meanwhile, we've got rifle buy-ups for everybody else on Order. They're trying to engage on the A site once again. Spike is actually going to come through short. They control it, but they just need to get it down. Dick Stacey takes their time to get there. Finally, we'll get the Spike downski. Lots of Cloudburst cover going up towards Heaven as well.
Great that Order were able to take control. Like, they only had 1 player to deal with, and then they just suppressed them with some fire of their own, managing to get that Spike down. Now, the defenders are going to be forced into this retake scenario, but here comes Tux.
Tux from behind actually manages to find one, but Noz is there and waiting. The Rolling Thunder went out there, and because Tux went in when they did, that sort of nullified that. They were unable to push and play around it, and as a result, Order have got 3 quick ones. Cloxy will take one, but here comes Texter. Oh, just scribbling all over the opposition here. That is going to be very, very quick kills there, and it's a 3-2 scoreline now. Order are on their way back.
starting the movements to press their way back into the game. Beside Gravitas, unfortunately not able to buy up in this round, so Order definitely should be able to make the movements to even things up, you would think, but we've seen exactly what these secondary weapons are capable of in the past.
We have, especially when you've got pinpoint precision aim. A Sheriff, like you've said, Mats, he can be as powerful as an operator, and you guys at home think that 60% of you believe that Order will take this one out, and I'm surprised that only 60% think that, but the way that Gravitas are playing here, you know, I'm not in a total state of shock. As you can see, Cloxy holding a fantastic angle there. Will just pickpocket Tux's Vandal there, and Cloxy gets another one downrange, but will eat a flashpoint. Needs to be very, very careful because here comes Texter, and will just apply the brakes firmly on that. Texter has to retreat now, finding one, but the shorty into play there from Nerox. Very, very well done. And I believe that Autumn just invested the ult there, so Nerox again with the shorty. It's now a one-on-one situation, and on a budget, Gravitas are doing this one well. They've stolen the guns of Order. Nerox is going to put that shorty away, whip out the Vandal. The spike is in cubby, so this is great work here from Nerox, setting themselves up in a good position, and Nerox clutches it out. That is a Playzilla thrifty round on the board there for Gravitas. Order need to be very, very careful here.
Wow, I'm genuinely impressed with the way that Gravitas were able to maneuver their way through that round. Like, I was just talking about it in the pre-game of that round, that they're certainly still capable, and they've proven that statement true.
Oh, definitely. It looks like Gravitas are the ones controlling this map at the moment. I mean, there are 3 bomb sites. They are not spreading themselves thin. They're putting one member on C, which is obviously the Cypher, and then the rest are just very well split. We can see an early Hunter's Fury coming out here from Nerox, trying to catch a couple. I believe actually may have hit. Yes, it was Tux who took a bit of damage there at the end, and Texter will get the kill onto Cloxy. Now we can see the Rolling Thunder coming through here. Great work here, a Breach, but Noz, the Breach of Gravitas, actually manages to dodge that, throw the flashpoint out. Clutchy on an information gathering mission there with From the Shadows, and Order now forced to retreat here.
Cover going out.
Interesting.
Ooh, Autumn opens things up onto Clutchy though. The informational game, unfortunately, not going to be in their favor anymore. Looks like Order making those decisive movements towards A now.
Great use of the paranoia there coming out there from Disco, just catching the hero of last round, Nerox, in the Hell area. And now Dick Stacey's going to get this spike down. Order looking poised to take this one. 2 players remaining on the side of Gravitas. One going Heaven, the other one is going the lower route. Spikes takes a little bit of damage. Not really expecting Disco to be where they were, and Spikes will fall. It's now all up to Noz, who is very, very smart and making the right decision here by going off and saving this Phantom, considering there are 5 members of Order remaining. I mean, Gravitas have come out here and, you know, surprised everybody. Actually going to pick up an operator, but Autumn is on the hunt, and it's a prime gaming flawless round there on the board for Order.
They bring it back just as quickly as they fall down. They know exactly how to get back up on their feet, Kit. And I reckon this is going to be a nail-biter of a game. Like, it's already starting off like this. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like in the later stages.
I know, right? And now Gravitas are going to have to do this on the cheap again. Remember, they did have a thrifty round earlier, Matsy, and now they're definitely on Centrelink here at the moment. They've got the Frenzies, the Ghosts. We do have a Sheriff in there as well. And all of a sudden we can see Tux with that operator in hand. This is one scary sight, to say the least.
Let's hope that they are ready to face their fears because, yeah, as you said, it's looking quite frightening. They're going to need to overcome those fears if they do want to get a few more points on the board. Let's see what they're going to be able to do here. Like, Order, they've slowed down the tempo completely. They're waiting patiently to push through towards the hook. Will they be able to find the fish, though, in the water?
Well, the recon drone will actually spot one out there, and Texter will get the frag on to Nerox. So Order with an advantage here. Remember, this is an eco round and a half for Gravitas at the moment. Oh, Clutchy narrowly escapes with the Sheriff in hand. Does have a Bucky and will find Autumn. Great flick there, managing to get a frag But there's a bit more going the way, and Oz will find one, and that Bucky at distance. Oh, Clutchy makes it work. Does have Sheriff in hand, and just can't round it out. Dick Stacey is there and waiting. There's 2 players remaining. Can this professional clutch it out? Cloxy's going to get the drop off. Yes, it's going to be Frenzy. Another thrifty round here for Gravitas. Wow.
That is crazy. They've just come straight out of the thrift shop again. How do they keep pulling this off?
They're definitely popping tags.
They got $20 in their pocket.
And they're still getting the wins on the board. Oh, wow. But now, Order, they've still got money in the bank. They have got a full rifle buy up here. Tux just does not have enough for the Operator, and instead is going to be rolling out with the Vandal. So, Order struggling a little bit here. Have a look at how much money they've got left. There's at least one player on $0. I think Dick Stacey's not far behind there. And now Order really need to get this round, or otherwise they're going to allow Gravitas to run away with this. They lose this round, they're ecoing the next round, and unless they pull something miraculous out of their hat, that's just too much breathing room for the team on defense.
You see, like, Spikes is trying to contend with them, trying to stop them from pushing towards the C site, and they've actually landed some success in that space. They're retreating. They're thinking, all right, maybe A could be the play here. Like, you see the Owl Drone, Hedwig, just seeking out the information, knowing that nobody's playing that close short position. Nobody's really established around the site. That could be the call that they need to perhaps push towards that angle.
Yeah, spot on there, Matsy. We can see the dark cover now over towards the garage area. Someone's holding the boxes there very, very tightly. Foxy with Tux's Operator in hand. Oh, how sweet would it be to get a frag with the opposition's gun. Tux now with the Vandal has taken to the vertical ground here. Oh, the Rolling Thunder just not in the nick of time to displace the plant, and it's a 1-for-1 trade here at the moment, but hang on. Tux is on the scene, managing to find 2 quick ones for Order. But here come Gravitas. They're not down and out yet. 2 versus 3 situation, but very, very low HP on the members of Gravitas who are going for this defusal now. They bait it out. Dark cover is there. Texter will find one, and wow, Gravitas find themselves another round, and now Order are on the eco.
Wow. Kit, they've done it again. Gravitas managed to secure 6 rounds in the half. Anything from here is honestly a bonus for them. What an impressive showing that they're having at the moment. Like, the pressure is on for Order. Maybe this has caught them by surprise.
I think it's caught a lot of people by surprise here, Matsy. Look, like you said, Gravitas, any round that they can pick up from here on out is just gravy on top of an amazing game that they're playing so far. Order, I'm speechless. I think Order is speechless as well. Now they managed to find a little bit of money. We've got 3 rifles and a ghost, so they're actually going to force buy this one up. Tux, meanwhile, is going for the classic, so expect to see an Operator very, very soon. Clutchy holding a good position here. They're holding their angles perfectly. One thing that Order aren't doing is they're checking their corners. They're not doing that, and that's what's getting Gravitas over the line. It's basic stuff, but if it works, keep doing it. Go Gravitas, 6-3 on the board. Order got to make something happen here. Tux has got the Blade Storm available, jumps over, goes vertical. Can't really find much in terms of opposition on the A side, but does actually find Noz and sends them back to spawn.
A great way to stop any potential retake before it even is able to formulate. But look at his Clutchy from out of nowhere has taken down so many players. Oh, that's so unlucky.
And Tux would just had a bit of an engagement that they would rather forget. And Gravitas again as Disco gets taken down. Whoa, wow, the gravy is definitely on the gameplay here at the moment. Going to give this one over to the Sova, and Nerox just milking it here. Have a look at Gravitas.
Oh, they are loving it. Honestly, laying the gravy on thick here. And, you know, you got to add that flavor to your food. Keep it tasting good as it can be. But as we say that, there still are a few rounds left in this half. There still is potential for Order to close the distance. Get it to 7-5. That's the ideal take that they're seeking here. But they're going to need to put a lot of work in if they do want to get to that conclusion.
Somehow, some way, Order are managing to do this on an absolute budget. Now that you've got Autumn in here with the Spectre, Texter is buying a Bulldog, and then the rest have got Vandals. So they definitely back themselves in to get those headshots. The question is, will the short-range play be able to come up with a victory here? Cloxy is just spotting, I believe, Tux, that is, down the C long area, and needs to be careful. And, Cloxy with the flick takes down Tux, and Order, they do not know what has hit them here. The answer is it's a Gravitas steam train that is chugging head first towards the next round here in First Strike if Order don't wake up soon.
Honestly, like, it feels like they've been hit in the head with a hammer. Their ears are ringing. Like, they're stuck at the moment.
Cloxy is just on fire here. Someone call Triple O to extinguish this player right now. It is absolutely insane what we are seeing. They cannot be stopped. And the same story goes for Gravitas here. 7-3. I don't think anybody expected this scoreline. In fact, 60% of you in chat thought that this was going to be Order's best of 3 very, very easily. From Heaven, Nerox will find the last 2 remaining. And that is a Prime Gaming flawless round here for Gravitas. And in fact, that is going to take us into the last round of the half here, Matsy. 8-3. What can Order do differently?
Touching upon like what you were talking about earlier, maybe if they keep their eyes a bit more open, expand their field of vision, if you will, because as you said, they're tunneling towards one point of attack. Like, maybe they're stuck in that tunnel. Maybe they need to expand their horizons. Think about the other nooks and crannies that perhaps they could exploit upon, and then they might be able to find some success there.
How about the recon dart just threading the needle there, knowing now that there's a couple players coming towards the A area? I love the new projectile cam that has been implemented. It is just chef's kiss from a spectator's point of view. Now the shock dart coming out because there's a dart cover over towards the Heaven area. The plant is actually going to go down. Swift work there from Disco, and Order are force buying up every single round they can think of here. Cloxy can't make it work with the Blade Storm, but Nerox and Spikes are in there just to provide some sweet, sweet relief. The Hunter's Fury came across, but didn't actually have too much of an effect. In fact, I believe it missed. No, it didn't miss everyone. Disco actually took a bit of damage. Now they've got to come up here, and they just line up for Noz, spraying, praying, and Clutchy manages to get it as well. Meanwhile, all that was going on, the Ninja Diffuse came through, and Gravitas cannot be stopped right now.
Oh my gosh. Like, they're trying to pile their way through, but they're stuck in the tunnel, and there's nowhere for them to run. They try and run out, but they're just running straight into the spike trap.
Order are just in quicksand at the moment. They just cannot get out of this rut that they're in. Gravitas are suffocating them. I mean, commendations rather to Order, who are able to get enough money to actually be able to buy up semi-decently into each of those rounds, but I felt like they were rushing it a little bit. You know, Tux didn't have as much operator as he probably would have liked. Autumn, a couple rounds in there, had to roll out with the budget guns, you know, the SMGs and the like. Now that we've gone into the half, it's 3-9. Gravitas only need to take 4 more rounds in order to take this. Cloxy going extremely deep. Will spot the tripwire over towards the garage area, and I think they may have just leached out a rotation here nice and early from Order.
This rotation could honestly pay off for them. Like, Gravitas don't have that information. They don't know how many are actually going to be towards that angle, and you see, they're almost all stacked up towards that B position. They're ready to react.
They are. Texter waiting with the classic in hand. We'll actually find one before Noz comes in and says no more. Clutchy will find Tux. Dick Stacey answers one back. So it's a 3-on-3 situation now. Still anybody's game. Noz will find Dick Stacey though on 13 HP, but Autumn is there and waiting and takes them down. Nerox has a good vision of the spike here as it's been planted down from the window area. Meanwhile, speaking of spikes, they're actually going to go push through the upper garage area. Disco now going for a defusal, but Nerox is able to line them up. No vision not required. And this was going to be a cheeky defuse here from Order. The shock dart comes in. Well done there from Order. Managing to get that one on the board, and the Red Bull clutch comes through. I think Gravitas just let that one slip a little bit. Complacency could be their worst enemy here.
Honestly, that round could make such a big impact because now that's reinvigorated the side of Order.
Yeah.
They've got another round after a drought of rounds. At least now they get one back. This could be the boost that they need to push themselves back into the game. This could stop the momentum of Gravitas in its tracks.
Well, Gravitas are actually going for the bully-style tactics here. They are going for the force buy. All SMGs on the board. 4 Stingers and a Spectre. This is a one hell of a gamble here. They want order done, dusted, and buried as soon as possible. Nerox takes a lot of damage to start things off. Clutchy is going to throw out the dark cover, but here come order. 3 quick ones on the board, including a 2K for Disco. Clutchy will actually get another one answered back, but it's all up to them. It's not to be, though, and order... They're back in this one. That's a telling round. Not only is it 2 rounds in a row now for Order, but remember, Gravitas bought into that one. Yes, they have rounds to play with, but now they're in the eco.
Yeah, the force unfortunately doesn't pay off, and that's what happens when you gamble. It's high risk, high reward, and unfortunately they're going to face the consequences of that risk now because they're going to be stuck on an eco. This gives Order the potential to change it to 3 rounds between them, and they could even single it out to 2 depending on how things play out.
They do, and Gravitas just need to be careful that they don't slip up too much here. Spike's actually going to throw the camera out, see if anybody's waiting over towards the lower window area. Not going to spot anybody just yet, but Gravitas, they need to play this one smoothly as we now see Order Tux actually buying up into the Vandal. We're going to see the ult orb be collected there by Clutchy, so 1 step closer to from the shadows. Not really much going on over on the C site at the moment. There is the Cypher camera, which is being used by Spikes. But now here come Order. They're actually going to engage, Cloxy. They're actually going to engage onto this site, and it will be Texter who's waiting in the wings, catches Cloxy with the utility out. Order, meanwhile, actually going to get a frag on the board as well, and this is all Order at the moment, Matsy. All of a sudden, Gravitas just looking a little bit wobbly. Order have now got 3 in a row, but Gravitas, the good news for them is they can buy into this next round.
And thankfully so, honestly, Kit. Like, they need to really re-establish themselves. They started off strong, managing to get 9 rounds in the first half. But you see, they're struggling, like you said. Now is the moment where they can look to form that counter-attack, look to push their way back into it. But if they lose this one out here, Kit, I don't know what's going to happen for them.
Yes, they are definitely going to be on struggle street if they lose this round. That is for sure. This is a do-or-die round here for Gravitas. We're only probably just touching on the 3/4 way mark of this map, Matsy. But this is, I feel like, is the most important round we have seen coming up right now.
I like this team vision that Order has. They're treading as a singular unit. Like, everybody's covering each other's angles here. They're trying to take that map control, and that's so important at this stage of the game. You see, they're ready to push their way through the garage. They spot out the player, they single him out, but just like that.
Texter with a hat-trick of kills as they just basically fall over like a sack of potatoes. Huge stuff there. And they just really all lined up for Texter in the end, didn't they? It's now up to Nerox and Clutchy to make something happen here. The Rolling Thunder of all things coming through here from Texter. Probably on a bit of a high, considering they just got the 3 quick ones in Garage. There's not much else over the side of that area, however. There is a bit of noise being created, and that just gives the Order team a bit of information, and it will be Dick Stacey and Disco going on the hunt. So Order, they're back in this one, 7-9 on the scoreboard, Matsy. I think they've managed to get reinvigorated here. Gravitas maybe just got a little bit ahead of themselves.
Yeah, they started off so strong, but as we see, like last round, as you said, very telling, and they managed to completely dismantle the defense towards the C side of Gravitas. They try and play off the 2 players, one towards the little link to the site there, the other one playing towards window, and just like that, Texter manages to tear through 3 players within the blink of an eye. Like, that is crazy coming through from Order. They are fired up right now.
Yep, absolutely shredding play, and here they come. Tux actually finds Clutchy as well, knowing that there's another player there. Goes for the pick and flick. Unfortunately, the second shot was a bit of a whiff. It was close, but no cigar. And now, Gravitas, they've got to make something happen here. They're at a player disadvantage. Tux has Disco in support as well. We'll find Noz, who was sitting over towards the short A area, and Disco's going to find another one. So Spikes gets taken down now. So Cloxy and Nerox, the last 2 remaining members. Matsy, this is not looking good. Ooh.
Not looking good. Well, that's an understatement, Kit, because it got from bad to worse there as now Order take that Prime Gaming flawless round, and there's only one round between them now. Like, is this a defender-sided map?
Depends who you ask. If you ask Order or Gravitas, they're going to say so. But if you ask anyone else, you'd probably argue attack-sided just because there's so much for the defending team to cover. But the agent selection, I feel, is key here. That Cypher able to lock down the seaside all by themselves. You throw an operator there as well, like Tux, which is exactly what we're seeing here, waiting in the wings to see if anybody is coming out. We see a shock dart now coming through here. Cloxy knows that something is up and the damage will not be done there. But I like the positioning here of Tux just to get a little bit further up. You know, most players, if they're going to peek down there, will be looking straight down the line, not off to the side where Tux is at the moment. Actually adjacent to the cubby area, so just feeling for one down there at the moment.
Yeah, just trying to feel out that information. I like how Order have set up those two players in somewhat of a crossfire. It's like a reactionary type play that could occur there. One player scoping out the information, the other waiting around the corner. But Tux going behind enemy lines. You see, they're taking too long on the Gravitas side and they get flanked.
Yep, the paratrooper style play coming through, and it is Tux who finds another frag now as they take down Spikes. Here they come, 71 HP, whips out the Blade Storm. Unfortunately for them, Cloxy is there and waiting. And the recon dart is going to come in here, but here comes Disco and crew. Oh, Order. They've leveled it up, Matsy. It's 9-9 on the scoreboard.
9-9. Oh my gosh, Kit. Like, this is crazy. Order have managed to claw their way back 6 rounds in a row. Can they be stopped at all?
Absolute insane. I was saying the exact same thing about Gravitas in the first half. Can they be stopped? Look, I guess the answer is yes, because Order just showing their class here, showing their veterancy, showing their cohesion as a unit. You called it so well when you said that they are just watching each other's angles here. It's like they've stratted this time and time again. Order now, they've leveled it up 9 apiece. Gravitas took more than enough rounds in the first half in order to put themselves in a comfortable position. I guess they got a little bit too comfortable, Matsy.
Yeah, over comfort definitely will come back to bite you. Like, they can't get too relaxed. You need to be really antsy, really on your toes, really aware. And looks like now they are taking some of that awareness to take control of this seaside.
Yeah, Cloxy, Blade Storm out, bit of a spray coming through there from Dick Stacey, dodges the knives. Does have the darts available. Shock dart around the corner, but that's the utility down now for the Sova. Needs to check the corners here because there is one player sitting there and waiting. Oh, the dart's going to go out. And we'll reveal nobody on the site, but have a look where Clutchy's positioned up here. Autumn will take down Cloxy though, so Order with an advantage here as Autumn frags out, finds another one. Dick Stacey in support, finds 2 of their own. There's one more player over at the cubby area with a pistol in hand. Nerox did not have a hope in the world there, and all of a sudden, Order have taken the lead here. A Prime Gaming flawless round on the board for them, and all of a sudden, Order are the ones conducting this train.
They need to perhaps launch a train heist on the side of Gravitas. They need to really get themselves prepared and ready to steal the cargo.
Yeah, old cowboy style, just right up alongside it, you know, lasso your way on there. Gravitas, they need something, and it may as well be as far-fetched as that because they started this game off amazingly, absolutely amazingly, and all of a sudden Order have just woken up. It's like they were napping or something, and they have definitely turned up here at this second half. We can see the Hunter's Fury coming out nice and early. Don't think much damage was taken. Tux took a little bit of a shred, but is going to find Cloxy. The power of the pick and flick on Jet is... you can't underestimate it. You can't ignore it. You have to pay homage to it.
It's such a deadly force. Like, being able to play the entry fragger role with that Jet is so important, so powerful. Will they be able to find this second, though?
Ooh, Tux, yeah, their own worst enemy there, just getting a little bit too ahead of themselves. The Rolling Thunder comes out, hoping to catch Disco up towards the Heaven area, but switched on was the Order Omen. There is dark cover there, and now the spike is actually going to go down. So a bit of spray and pray coming out there from Disco. Great use of the information that was there, and 2 frags on the board, 2 quick ones. Cybercage being triggered here by Dick Stacey, but they do not care because Texter is holding the angles that they are not. It's all up to Clutchy. Can they live up to their name? No. Autumn just makes the leaves fall off of Clutchy's tree there, and that's another round on the board for Order. They've taken this 11-9 now. 2 more rounds, and they'll take the first map.
That's really got to leave Gravitas wondering, like, what went wrong at this stage. They're buying up whatever they can into this round, and honestly, if they don't take this one, Kit, then Order, they're going to be on map point.
They will be, and that puts them 1 step closer to the semi-finals here in the OCE First Strike. The good news for Gravitas at the moment is, A, they're not down and out in this map yet, and B, it is a best of 3 series. So if they do slip and fall, they still have that safety net, and they have shown and proven to us and themselves that they are more than capable of stepping up against a team like Order. Flashpoint comes out and will actually catch Tux, who needs to be wary because there are players over in the window area, needs to play around the dark cover. Ooh. That could have been disastrous there for Gravitas if Tux made the decision to click.
Luckily, that decision was not meeting the light of day on this present day, but there still could be another opportunity for it to come to light as Gravitas looking to set their quest towards the A site this time, but little do they know they have potentially 3 players that they need to deal with.
Yes, that's the lack of information just coming through. We'll see a one-way smoke from the short A area just to get rid of Heaven. You can see the operator sprays are coming in, but they're not needed because Dick Stacey's doing it all by themselves here. Disco throws out the paranoia. Here's the teleport from the shadows committed by Clutchy, who's in a great position here. This could be the game changer, but Texter is there. There's all up to Clutchy now, who has maybe gotten a little bit too far away and is not even gonna try. That's putting Order on match point now. I loved the brain there from Clutchy in being able to teleport away and potentially come back around from behind. And oh no, they lose their gun. They use the ultimate. It's just a bad time at the moment for Gravitas.
They set themselves up well. Like, if Clutchy was able to get there perhaps a little sooner, it could have worked for them. Their strategy, it was fine on paper, but Order, they're just too quick. Like, when they start to get on a roll with that aggression, they just keep coming. You cannot have even a moment to, like, recompose yourself. There is no chance to defend.
Clutchy initiated that play when there were still 2 other members of his team alive as well, but Dick Stacey and co were there and said, you know what, we're not going to have any of this whatsoever. And mid-ult Clutchy found themselves between a rock and a hard place, made the split-second decision to go for the save, and even in the end, that didn't pay off for them. All of a sudden, this fairy tale story has turned into some kind of nightmare for Gravitas. And how about Tux, one of the best operators in the region, shoots and will actually, somehow misses Clutchy the Omen, who needs to be very, very thankful that Tux was just a little bit off their game there.
Definitely going to be thankful for that, at least for one moment. Gravitas going to be on the disadvantage here. Do have one of their players a little bit less healthy than they'd be hoping for, and they do take a bit more damage as well. They can't afford this at this stage of the game, Kit. Like, time is ticking down. They're thinking about the B side. It's a difficult take. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. They need to be careful of the upper. They need to be careful of the left, the right, the back. I mean, if it comes off, great, but at the moment, as you can see it, the spike carrier has been killed courtesy of a Dick Stacey shock dart. Texter with a flick. Oh, Dick Stacey in there as well. Is this going to be all she wrote? Nerox, the last remaining member of Gravitas, can't make it work, gets flanked by Disco. And Order, with one of the biggest comebacks we have ever seen, take the first map away from a very valiant Gravitas.
They got 9 rounds in a row, Kit.
Yeah.
9 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
That is momentous. That is crazy to come through from Order.
I mean, Gravitas had it in the bag in the first half. You said any round after 6 was gravy. And they took a couple. They were sitting atop their high horse. But along came Order and just knocked them clear off. They were like Humpty Dumpty crashing down. But let's have a look at these map highlights. And wow, there were a few. So To get these on your screen now, courtesy of Prime, have a look at the way Gravitas were able to play this. Great clutch out in the end there from Nerox with one of the first of many Prime Gaming flawless rounds here, and they all just line up here for Gravitas. Noz sprays, prays, and has the prayers answered in the form of Clutchy. Once again, they play for each other. You can see how fired up they were, Matsy.
And you see, there goes Dick Stacey just on a tear there, making sure that they know Dick Stacey is the king of the site and nobody is going to knock him down from the throne.
And it was all order in the second half from there on out. Absolutely steamrolling Gravitas into the gravel. But good news for Gravitas is that this is a best of three, Matsy. They're not down and out yet. And like I said before, they have proven to themselves and everybody else that they are more than capable of going toe-to-toe with Order, trading blow for blow and putting them right up on the ropes. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, because on the other side of this break, we are going to be bringing you map number 2 of Order versus Gravitas. It's going to deliver. We'll see you there.